My MasterChef buddy Danny Venn is here to show me how to make a delicious curry, a Sri Lankan curry.
Yeah, well, this is a Sri Lankan inspired curry. It's something a little bit different. We're going to do a stir-fried squid, but using some of the delicious flavours that I love from Sri Lanka.
Nice.
So I might get you to start working on the squid if you don't mind.
Sure, this is beautiful fresh squid. These medium ones are perfect, not too big and not too small. I've just taken the skins off them, cleaned them inside. The little wings, I keep too, so much flavour.
Yeah, totally. Don't discard them. And the tentacles.
The tentacles are great too.
I love squid because it is sustainable and it is usually affordable as well. So it's a really good seafood option.
Nice one. How would you like me to prepare it?
If you could score that for me and then we can cut that into strips.
Okay, I can do that.
That'd be great. And I'm going to get started on a curry powder. Now, this is a really simple curry powder. We've already toasted the spices and I guess I'm using what I consider to be 3 really key staple spices to have in your pantry. So I've got some coriander seed in here, about 2 tablespoons of coriander seed, a tablespoon of cumin seed, and also a few teaspoons of fennel seed.
Yum.
Now, these 3 spices basically form the basis of curries all around the world. If you've got these in your pantry, you can create a pretty delicious dish.
And nothing compares to grinding it yourself at home. It does make a great curry into a fantastic curry, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. Like, you can buy pre-ground spices, of course, but it's just not going to have the same flavour.
Exactly.
And I'm all about big bags of flavour, so I always like to toast and grab my own spices. In Sri Lanka, they do use a raw spice powder, so instead of toasting it, they'll just grind the spices down raw. And that's quite common in Sri Lanka, but I prefer the toastiness of the spices.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to suggest that you toast them first.
Nice one. Now, Danny, we're using squid. What are a few other options for people at home?
Yeah, well, you could definitely use prawns. This is a great recipe for that. Or you could even try it with some fish or, even veggies as well.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, how's that looking? Oh, it smells good.
Yeah, it's smelling so beautiful already.
Okay.
And you just want to ground it down to a nice fine powder. It might take a little bit to get there. You could also use a grinder as well, a spice grinder or something.
No, I wanted you to do, a bit of work.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good for my
Cheeky
biceps. Is that what it's called? Alrighty, so once that's sort of ground down to a nice fine powder, I'm going to use some ghee for this recipe. I love using ghee because it does give your dish like a buttery taste, but you can also take it up to a slightly higher temperature. So it is great for stir fries, but you could also use a coconut oil as well.
Yep, nice one. Okay, I've nearly prepped all your little squid here.
So good.
These are going to curl up nicely because we did that little crisscross pattern in it.
All right, I'm going to get this onion on. Just soften that for a few minutes and then I'll add my other ingredients. So basically I want to create a sweet, sour, salty, spicy tasting dish. So I'm going to start with some coconut cream, about half a cup. I don't know about you, but I just love saucy dishes. So I'm going to even though this is like a stir fry, I still want it to be a saucy stir fry.
Yeah, absolutely. I love my sauce. Any sauce I'll say yes to.
And I've also got some tamarind puree. Now this is going to be the sour element. Okay, so a few tablespoons, in it goes.
Again, all flavours that you associate with Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using some maple syrup here, which definitely isn't Sri Lankan, but traditionally you'd be using a Sri Lankan treacle, but that's quite difficult to find. So I find a liquid sweetener like maple syrup also does the trick. Again, fish sauce, definitely not Sri Lankan. This is my Sri Lankan inspired dish, remember? But I do want a nice salty, fishy seasoning. So fish sauce is going to work just as well. Maybe slightly too much. And just for a little bit of colour, I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of turmeric as well.
Nice.
That will just give it a nice yellowy colour. All right, so that's my paste. Let's go back to our onions. I think we can add in some of our other aromatics now. So I've got some ginger, some garlic.
You're not stingy on that. Lots of ginger, lots of garlic.
I love that. I just love it. I just love punchy flavours. So this is what happens. I just add more and more. And some chilli. Now, depending on how hot you like your curries or your stir fries, you can leave the seeds in or you can take them out. At this point, I'm also going to add in just a little bit more ghee. All right. Because what we want to do is add in our curry leaves, and they do need a little bit of oil to cook through. So curry leaves are one of my favourite flavours. I love using them, and they're quintessential Sri Lankan. So I always add in a good few sprigs, and we want to also add in some of that roasted curry powder.
Are we adding all of this?
Not all of it. I'm going to do a few tablespoons. We need to have, that undertone of spice in the dish. So this is smelling really good. Oh, yum. And I think we can go with the squid at this point.
Squid in. Okay. So we'll go without the tentacle.
Yeah, so nice high heat. Perfect. We want to coat that squid with all of those yummy spices, curry leaves and aromatics.
And there's two ways of cooking squid. Really fast or really slow. Anything in between is going to make it quite tough.
That's right. So we're going to do this nice and quickly.
Yeah.
We want to take this squid to the point where it's almost cooked, and then we're going to add in our sauce just to bring it all together.
I love how the squid tells you when it's cooked.
Yeah.
It starts to curl up.
Yeah.
It goes from that translucent colour to a vibrant white colour. Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, okay. I think we can add some of this in now.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
give it a good mix in.
I'm liking this, Danny. I'm liking this a lot.
You can see that this is looking really good now. That sauce is thickened up. It smells delicious. But at this point, I would always taste it. Make sure that the seasonings are correct. If you feel like it might need a little bit more sweetness, you can add a little maple syrup, or if you need a little bit more sourness, tamarind, just balance it out. But we are looking for that sweet, sour, salty, and a little bit of spice as well.
And I love how you can taste the butter in it too.
It is buttery, isn't it? It's
Brings
rich.
the whole thing together.
Yeah, it is really, really nice. Okay, so that is ready to go. I'm going to pour this into a bowl.
Sure, go for it.
For a curry that traditionally would take quite some time to cook, this is a really quick version of a Sri Lankan inspired curry.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that yummy sauce there. Now, I'm going to finish this with some coriander leaves. Again, not exactly traditional, but I love adding coriander to everything. And if you like some wedges of fresh lime, and I've also prepared some roti bread to go with it.
Roti! I love roti. I love your roti. Danny makes the best roti, so having it with this is just really, really good.
And there's plenty of sauce to dunk it in.
Shall we try?
I think we should.
Roti first.
Yeah, a little bit of dunking into that sauce. How can you resist?
Taste that.
Yum. It's just subtle, the spices, isn't it? But then you're still getting that nice, tangy, sweet, sour sauce.
It's divine. I want to try this squid. Oh. It's really delicious. I love that curry. I love the sauce. I love how you've used squid, and it's so soft, it's like butter because we haven't overcooked it.
It's really tender, isn't it? And it's delicious. And this, I think, is a really family-friendly
Absolutely.
curry.
Yeah, it's not too hot with that chilli. That chilli
Yeah.
was quite mild. One more little dunk, okay? Thanks, Danny.
Thank you. I think I could eat the whole bowl of that, actually.
Mine.